Okay, Ryan. What's going on with the fert market right now? My fert guy, um, he tells me who it is and who he works for, but my fert guy is telling me to buy, because wholesale fert prices are jumping now. I think we got to be like, can we? I don't know if jumping is the right word here. Like, jumping implies a little bit more excitement than what's actually happening out there. All right. Let's cool our jets here just a little bit. Let's be careful with our language. Isn't there something about that with language and how we kind of I don't know, we'll talk about that another day. We don't have enough time today, but fertilizer prices down. So last week, I want to address this because last week, uh technical analyst, economist Trent Clarenbach on the show talking about the trend of everything going lower, the commodities, um, crude, urea futures, like the trend being lower. That being said, I believe that two things can be true. I believe that urea futures can trend lower throughout the year, but I also believe that you could be sitting here with a pricing window, a pricing opportunity. Oh man, it's not opportunity. Scratch that. I'm the one guilty of using the wrong word, but fertilizer prices are slowly starting to climb. Okay. Now, I believe I'm on record pretty clearly in November about, um, hey, it's quiet out there. Maybe you should pick up the phone. Maybe you should make some deals. And those values, for the most part, and a little bit into December, have held as some of the lowest values, since the summertime, since probably the June, July timeframe, something like that. All right. And so I'm here to tell you today, Dallas, thank you for the email. And even though I'm not going to use the word jumping, you do have farms coming to the table, writing some deals, retail starting to go through I would call some lighter inventory, priced inventory that they had. Now they're going back to rebuy, and that rebuy value is higher this week. And it's higher. Josh Linville, he mentioned India bought a million tons out of their 1.5 million tender, so values were rising because of that. Talks about the war risk with Iran in the mix here as well. Maybe we throw um and maybe the USDA squash this, but the checks coming in for U.S. growers, maybe that contributes to some purchasing. But anyways, there's a couple things here that are influencing a slightly higher price. It looks to me like Foss is kind of hanging in there. Potash is hanging in there right now. Um, Not seeing much on climbs in those two, but urea is up. It's up 5, 6, $7 a ton. Again, is that a jump? I don't know. I think we need to like define jump, but it is climbing. I told Dallas, I said, "Hey man, I don't want you to buy fertilizer. Um, I wish you didn't have to buy fertilizer at these values. I don't want you to have to do this, but I still think that you should." And the interesting thing is that the spring price that is being quoted is in that 865, 870 range, 875. That's stored till spring. And that is the exact same price that back in October, one of the retails was at, saying we just have it here at 865. They're going to be just fine. If their customers didn't buy at 770 or whatever the low was, those guys are going to do just fine now getting rid of their inventory at 865. They're right in the market again. All right. Sorry, I shouldn't poke fun. And I'm not trying to poke fun, but they'll be fine. That's all I'm trying to say. But on the fertilizer side, now what we have to compete against is, yeah, it is middle of January. There is a deadline to get stuff on farm to plant a crop. I believe summer fill program could be very interesting this year. I think some farmers might look at it and say, I'm going to put down some fertilizer with my seed, and I'm not an agronomist, so please, disregard all this. But maybe they will see what they can buy fertilizer, urea for in June, and see if they can apply it at a lower value. I don't think that's the craziest thought out there or the craziest strategy. Um, So I'm curious to see what summer fill programs do, but I can see enough resilience here where the price urea price hangs in, climbs slightly. I told Dallas, I said best case scenario for me the price grinds sideways. So it grinds sideways, and you've saved some interest, and yeah, and then worst case scenario, it's going to climb 65 to 75 bucks a ton. So best case scenario, I think it's sideways market. Worst case scenario, it's yeah. Now, anything can happen, but I know in Western Canada, retail does a really good job of telling the story. The violins come out, the song, we're so the trucks, the rail, the river, like we can't get it in time. Like that happens. They do a good job of it. And yeah, I'm just not a big believer that we have a significant price drop. Maybe we do in June or July. Maybe that's when it happens. But for right now, yeah, I'm leaning towards the buy. All right. All right, so Lunchbox crew bringing you the mailbox and send in your questions. Ryan at whatthefuturespodcast.ca. I get, I'm getting them every week or so, but some of them are just like direct answers back. They're not haven't been on the show much here lately, but I'd like to bring it back. So fire away. All right, fire away. Okay, now a couple market things before we talk about BrettYoung. Uh, Price climbs, yellow peas, all right? In Edmonton, we saw $8 yellow peas consistently here the last month or so. But now we saw some $8 peas trigger in the Peace region, old crop peas, all right? We're seeing price gains of 50 cents a bushel over the last couple days. Farmers messaging say, Ryan, is this because Carney is in China? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. There's obviously some demand here, obviously some eager buyers. But for me, I've got a little bit left to sell, call it 20%. I'm going to use this opportunity to make that sale. All right. So I'm hoping that Saskatchewan sees an 8 as well. You got a long ways to go to get there, but I'm hoping you see close to an 8. High 7s, Manitoba 8, Alberta 8 and a bit, Central Alberta 8.25 maybe, and then I would move my peas out at that. But anyways, they're up. I want you to know that. All right. Rye values up 50 cents. Now, this is going to line company locations. It's not a number that's going to have you jump off with excitement and kick your heels, but it's up. All right, it's up about 50 cents as well from the last time I checked, so that's good. And then feed barley's up 25 cents, a little more export demand for feed barley. Um, and yeah, you could check your bids out there. If you got feed barley in the bins. I like making this little sale right now. I did a little bit here, 3 weeks ago. I'm going to do a little bit more here as well, especially with the big corn number coming out. And again, there's some relationship there, and I don't know. But I like seeing it. I like seeing the demand, little uptick in price, get some cash in the bank. So those are 3 crops that I wanted to highlight for price gains. Of course, canola's gained values here the last week. We saw $14 targets hit all over the place. Did see a few crush plants put up the sold out sign now till March, January full, February full, now looking for March. If you want to throw a theme in here, there's a little bit more. People are selling some grain, moving some grain, right? So there's a little bit more of that going on, which is expected. Bills are due. Grain needs to move, especially off the field. Action with the grain bags today. I saw grain bags getting picked up, and so you have a little bit more competition out there for space. All right, people need money. People need to get the work done, so there's a bit more competition out there. I honestly, this just continues. This builds. We have a lot of supply out there that needs to get sold and moved, and it's going to remain a bit more competitive in this window. I mentioned that a few weeks ago, right?